Ready?
Yeah.
Morning, Hickory Sunrise.
Morning.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If somebody planned for the invocation?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Michael, do it, because I was going to say, he didn't do enough on his turn.
Okay. Okay. Father, thank you for the opportunity to have such wonderful people to be around, like Reinhardt and you. Protect us, guide us, help us to keep service above self, and to think about other people and their environments and different things that go on between each other, about each other. Bless us and protect us, help us to continue to do what we're doing and try to do more. And bless this food, Steve, maybe he's going to nurse our body in the first Christ that you can pray.
Michael, I apologize for being so pushy, but I knew the Lord wanted to hear from you.
Direct line to the Lord there.
He's got a direct line. It's good that somebody still wants to hear from you. He really is an awesome God.
Yeah, he really is.
Well, I don't know how Jenny and Rick feel and myself, but our food didn't get blessed.
I know, right?
All right.
That's because it was sacrificed to idols. We don't want to bless it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you know, Wayne is still away, and I've been delegated to. Because I know you're beyond.
Oh,
How you doing?
a guest.
I got you.
Morning.
Brought us a guest.
Take those 2 chairs.
Okay, good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had to bring a handsome one to deflect.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's Gavin's chair. Stand up. There's a spare chair.
I got
There's a spare chair there.
I got a spare chair right here. Set my friend.
I got one.
Donald has a guest. Donald, is here to introduce the guest.
This young man may be a grandfather. My oldest grandson, Mr. Julian Reinhardt. J-U-L-I-A.
Okay, well, actually, that's changed everything because we're doing the quiz like we did last time, but it's going to be shorter. But now we've got, I think that the way to do it would be that side and the top of the table, and this side and this side of the table, okay? All right, same rules as last time. I've only got 6 questions this time. The whole team gets to answer it. Captain on that side today, Bob Steiger. Captain on this side, Mr. Rhino.
Okay.
Okay. And this ABCs, sometimes Ds. If you can guess before I say those, you get 2 points. Otherwise, it's 1 point, and it's thrown over to the other side if you don't.
For 1 point.
For 1 point. Okay. These are all things that actually happened or been in the news this week. You sometimes have to look for them a little bit, but they're there. Number 1, scientists from the FBI have solved the mystery. This is from this side, okay? Have solved the mystery surrounding the 4,000-year-old severed head of a mummy from a looted tomb in the ancient Egyptian necropolis of Deir el-Bersha. The tomb belonged to a governor named Jehutniacht and his wife, but nobody knew if it belonged to Mr. Jehutniacht or Mrs. Jehutniacht. Using the latest techniques, they were able to determine that it belonged to who?
Mrs.
Going for Mrs.
We're going for
Mrs.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the options then. It's not that. A, Mr. Jehutniacht. B, Mrs. Jehutniacht. C, Bob Steiger. Or D, somebody completely different.
D.
D.
B.
You said B?
Lady.
D.
We just lost on the lady.
Yeah.
It's either the dude or the
Nobody, it's not.
Oh, it's not because it's got here right there.
This side you want for D.
So
you're going D is a delta.
D. Okay, well, I'm going to throw it over to the other side
Well,
for a gimme, really.
it's the guy.
Yes, it's the guy. It was Mr. Chat.
Oh, man, we got that.
Okay.
That's a moment.
Number 2, so that's 1 point to this side. Number 2, staying with Egypt, scientists in Germany were able to conduct the first reliable analysis of the genome of ancient Egyptians. They found that they were more closely related than expected to whom? This one's kind of difficult to guess without the ABC.
Neanderthal? No.
Don't look at us.
How about the old Divide Gorge people? To apes.
No, here's the options. A, Eastern European and Anatolian people. B, Sub-Saharan African people. C, Bob Steiger. Or D, Arabs.
Eastern European.
Eastern European.
What is that?
Eastern European.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. They had expected to find that the ancient Egyptians were more,
So it's tied,
more
1-1.
Sub-Saharan African than
No, we
more
got
than the other way around.
No, we got both of them.
No, you won both times.
Yeah. So you got,
I know you and I are, but he's on the other
this
side.
side's got 2 points.
No, I said that. I said Eastern European.
Well, you shouldn't have
Yeah,
helped
but it
him.
wasn't your turn.
Thank you.
Help him, bud.
He said 8.
Give Donald a point all to himself.
He said 8.
And then if he loses, he has to pay 2
The
points.
point is,
Service above self. We just tried to help him
I
out.
forgot, I kept thinking.
That side.
I thought it was.
What will soon be banned from the historic center of Prague? A, oh sorry.
Wait.
Cell phones.
Cell phones.
The honeycut.
Ooh, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Well, Dad from where? Winthrop?
Prague.
Center of town.
Historic
Center of town?
Can't be right, because, you know, it's gonna be.
Well,
Not that good.
you haven't said that that's what you're going
Yeah.
with.
Cars.
They're
Going with cars?
Yeah, I like cell phones. What do you think,
They
Steiger?
chose them already.
Cell phones or cars?
I don't know.
Your captain has to issue your official answer.
Yeah, okay, we're going with
Cell phones?
cell phones.
No, it's A.
Ah! Oh, you're gonna give us a choice? Oh, their choice. Okay, sorry.
A. Oh, I love the way you're really into this.
I'm
It's
mixed
all
up.
worthwhile. It really
I'm
is.
mixed up.
Uh,
I just wanted to turn
Okay,
to the
A,
chance.
segways. B, bicycles. C, wing honeycut. Or D, cars.
Ooh.
There are other answers.
And they failed at cars, you said,
No,
right?
we found it
It
several.
says cell phones.
Oh, cell phones.
That many segues over there.
They got answers.
Cars.
Steiger has to answer.
Cars.
No, you.
It's us, isn't it?
No, it's their ABC.
Oh, sorry. Have you not
Does
done-
anybody know for sure?
Car, okay.
Cars or segways?
Segways.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Go with a combination of both.
That's wrong, it's not segways, no. This side,
What do we think, guys?
There's not but 2 answers left. It's not honeycut. Go with cars.
Are you sure?
It's okay. It's all right. We're bigger than this. We can take it.
We can take it. We'll take it.
Cars.
you've got wings, you've
Cars.
got bicycles, and you've got cars.
Consensus seems to be cars, sir.
No, it's bicycles.
Oh!
Oh, forgot about that.
Segways and cars have already been banned. Very good. This is what is soon to be banned. And actually, I would have accepted Wayne Honeycutt, I guess, because it says what will soon be banned. You have to assume that it probably will. It's they're to be banned from the historic pedestrian areas of the city between 10 and 5 each day. Number 4.
4 is us.
Over this side. The Commonwealth Games are going on at the moment, which is like the Olympic Games, but it's like for all the countries of the British Commonwealth. At the Commonwealth Games in Australia, England was wrongly listed among African countries in the official programme.
Ah,
Which city replaced London as England's capital?
and they were listed with which group? African?
African. So if you know all the African countries around the British Commonwealth, it's easy.
It's our button, right?
Yes, it's your turn.
There.
That's good answer. I like that one.
You like Johannesburg?
The only thing I can think of. Of course, it could be anything, but yeah, that's just not a first.
Are you going?
We'll take a flyer with Johannesburg.
No, it's not that. Which
And
would
the
have
choices are,
would have been a double mistake, wouldn't it? Because that's not the capital of South Africa, is it? It's Pretoria.
Well, they got
that's
three.
correct.
They got two.
Oh. But you should get an extra point.
There you go.
One is judicial, one executive, and one legislative.
And you got the right continent.
That's important.
That's important.
Okay, so
Choices.
the options are A, Bujumbura in Burundi, B, Banjul in Gambia, or C, Bamako in Mali.
Wow.
It's actually easier than you.
What were the three countries again?
Bujumbura in Burundi, Banjul in Gambia, or Bamako in Mali.
One is basically B.
I would go with B because the other two tend to be Arab, and I can't believe the Brits would claim to be Arabs.
Well, I don't think they claimed it, it was like a mistake.
Well,
It was a mistake.
So are you going with that, or?
B?
What was B?
B was Banjul in Gambia.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's, Gambia starts with a G. Yeah, I'm thinking, it sounds like some kind of.
Well, remember, it's England, not because
Oh,
it's
it's
Commonwealth
sorry.
games, so it's countries.
You're throwing darts anyway,
However-
it doesn't really matter.
Is that what you're saying?
B.
Okay, you are correct. Well, actually, one way of knowing was, and I just realized this myself, is neither of the other two were British colonies. Burundi
If we
is
sit on that
Belgian,
side next
French,
week, can we win?
and Mali is French.
I'm gonna be over there for sure.
Well, if the
just take all the
Arabs
chairs
have
and
taken
go over
over Burundi, then that really should be in the news. Anyway, the organisers on Australia's Gold Coast sought to make light of the embarrassing mistake, joking that Brexit has now placed England in Africa.
Very good.
Walkers in rural Derbyshire in England report being terrorised by a vicious something.
Prime Minister.
Well, the obvious answer would be a dog.
Raccoon.
So it isn't that.
Where's this again?
Derbyshire in England.
Could be a vicious cat.
Was it a cat?
Could be a cat.
It was a cat, wasn't it?
It was a cat.
Was it zombie
We
raccoon?
like cat.
We like cats.
It was a really big cat they found.
Cat. All
They
right.
didn't like
Cat.
cats.
Oh, was it?
That big cat was in Scotland.
Yeah.
Come on, team.
Cat. We still like cat.
Cat.
With cat?
Of course.
No. So
Thanks. We're running 100%.
Here are your options: A, sheep; B, cat; C, Bob Steiger; or D, goat.
Oh, goat or sheep?
Billy Goat.
Vicious goat.
Well, it's up to you.
Goat or sheep? Goat sounds like
Goat,
vicious.
sheep, or
But they
Or
put vicious in
tiger.
front of it, which makes me think sheep.
goat or sheep. So we're going to goat or sheep.
Okay,
Sheep.
so
Well, you guys have to,
We're on board.
remember your Bible, you gotta separate the goats from the sheep.
right. Okay. Well, I successfully separated the goats from the sheep this time. It was a sheep. It has been it's attacked numerous people as they walk through this field, and the farmer refuses to get rid of it, and the people still keep walking. What's going on? Last question on this side. Is anybody keeping score?
I am.
You-
Of course
you are.
not.
Okay, staying in
course not.
England.
We'll give them that one, and so it's 3-1.
Staying in
Give us some.
England, what unusual event took place in the town of Dorking in Surrey?
Say it all again now?
we're staying in England for this one. What unusual event took place in the town of Dorking in Surrey?
Surrey.
It's going to be very hard to guess this one.
I was gonna say,
Can I phone a friend?
To close the pub or something?
Dorking and Florence, I don't know what that is.
We did one wild.
Anybody have any wild
Wild
guesses?
guess.
Dorking and Florence.
How about a UFO?
Not a
Used to be
bit.
C, now.
Let's go with that.
Look at that.
They saw a UFO.
No. You've got A, B, and C. A, the annual wife-carrying race, in which competitors carry their wives over a series of obstacles.
Including a sheep.
The annual cheese rolling competition, in which competitors roll a cheese down a hill, fastest cheese wins. Or C, the annual bovine beauty pageant, in which competitors compete to determine who has the most beautiful cow. Makeup and wigs are permitted.
We like the last one.
Well, I know you like the last one. Is that one you're going with?
It seems to be the consensus, yes.
Okay, you are not correct, so the other side gets it wrong.
That's very good it is.
Carrying or what?
Cheese rolling.
I've seen them both on TV.
You've got the wife carrying.
What's wife carrying? Isn't that Scotland or something? Or is that?
That's on your
Part of
wedding
Scottish
day.
Depending on who
I said
wife
cheese.
is.
Cheese
say
rolling.
cheese.
Cheese. Say cheese.
Say cheese.
Ah,
No, it's the wife carrying.
Our captain didn't get a chance to even answer. Hey, that was unofficial, the captain was, we were talking life down this.
Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll give that to you then and you still lose.
That makes us feel
but
better.
it's close, it's 3-2.
That'll make it be.
Can we have
Could be the
wife carrying
tiebreaker.
as a possible fundraiser?
Think about it.
You could do.
Never been done around here.
Yeah. It goes back to Viking times apparently, and they go to the World Championship, which is in Finland. So, all right, so $1 from the losing team.
Oh, wow, had I known that.
Answer correctly, we might have gone.
Send it on down. I got it myself.
We didn't want to hurt Rhino's feelings.
Oh, God.
You want four back?
We're back.
Okay, now somebody have those blanks for me to give us some change.
I'm taking Steiger's.
No, between that.
That's all I got.
Well, hang on a minute.
I got you, Kevin.
We just want to fill it all.
Yeah, that's one of my dollars.
Phil. That's all, obviously.
Okay, do we want to bring up? We want to discuss it first, so.
Is that it, Mr.
That's it,
Secretary?
I have nothing else.
Thank you so much for an entertaining introduction to our business session. We have things on the calendar coming up. We have Face of a Child coming up. Does everybody have a picture?
Yep, everybody's got a picture.
And Richard knows everybody who got what? And it's due in the last Wednesday.
25th.
Okay.
Don't forget your $12, in addition to the back.
Made a check, made out to
Check,
Louis
made out to
American.
Louis American Commission.
Right.
And I'll take that if you want to. Lynn, I'll take that if you want me to.
Bring the check.
Glenn, there was a message down to you
Yeah,
from
I'll
Richard.
take that if you want me to.
Waiting on that. Do you want me to pass out the backpack?
Dr. White will now move through the crowd, passing out the backpacks because she just volunteered to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
So everybody has a sheet or an email with the requirements, what goes into the backpack. Dude, we're done with that.
What is that? Is this,
More immediately coming up
Okay,
is
that's
the veteran stand down.
It's like beer bottles. Knock it down, pass it around.
Very soon. Take it away, veteran stand down people. Jim or Rick, who wants to talk about that?
Just a reminder, Friday, we need help with lunch. I'll let y'all pass out those things, then we'll talk.
While you're doing that, quick question, sir.
I'm sorry.
Do we have to stand for the training session?
No, don't worry about it. As long as you show up. All right, got everybody's attention.
Now, here's this.
I have ordered T-shirts for everyone who sent me their sizes. They're not in yet. Our stand down this year is 2 weeks prior, earlier than we normally do it. So I've asked the T-shirt folks to put a rush on, so hopefully I get them today. If you attend the training tomorrow, and it's not mandated for you guys, because you know what you're doing. You're not walking the guys around at all, you're just looking and serving. So, but if you show up tomorrow, I'll give you a T-shirt. If not, I'll have them with me Friday morning, for those of you who send me your sizes. Austin, I never heard back from Rebecca about where it's
Yeah, I stored it on the van.
Okay.
We just put it on the front of our van, and that's where it's
Okay.
gonna sit until Friday morning.
All right.
What is it you need, Rick?
There's a room right, the loading area, where we had stuff last year.
Yeah.
We wanted to store the Pepsi that he picked up, and I asked Rebecca, and I never heard back from her.
Yeah, bring him over, that's not a problem.
Okay.
If you want to bring him over before you,
Thanks.
just get with me and I'll
Okay.
get you in.
Thanks, Steve.
I'll
Appreciate
just tell Rebecca.
it. Okay.
What time do we need to be there Friday morning?
That's up to the cookers.
So are you bringing it or no?
Austin
I
has
think
it.
it's on, since it's on the van already, and
Okay.
we just leave it on the van, and
All right.
when we come
Then I
Friday
will
morning,
mention it.
we'll unload it. What we had talked about we needed was the ice bins. I mentioned something to Tina Willis about it, but in the past, the sodas and stuff have been iced down in bins, but at the fairgrounds, those were Legions, or no, American Red Cross.
Yeah, Red Cross
So
process.
are they gonna bring them, do you think?
Well, I believe so.
Okay.
And I don't know if you were at the last planning meeting. The guy for the Red Cross is Joe Getline. He's always been bringing it, but he's retired.
Right.
And he showed up for the last meeting because he's back in town just to be there. He said he would contact the guy, but I'll double check with Joe today.
I have a couple big coolers,
Okay.
but we could probably use a couple more.
Yeah.
And knowing before Friday morning would be excellent.
Yeah, okay.
That was the only thing I was worried about. So we bought all the food, came right in at $400.
Where do you get the ice?
Can we get it from CDCC? Is there an ice?
He brought the ice with him.
Did he bring it with him?
In that big thing that the Red Cross had.
We'll see if not.
There's an ice machine in the complex, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and
How many coolers you need?
it'll be cold that morning. I don't know yet. It just depends on whether the American Red Cross is bringing stuff. But we'll send out an email. And if we could just get a couple of the big ones, So hamburgers, hot dogs, potato chips, and slaw and chili. That's what we went with. The chili was a sample donated by Food Performance, but that was all I could get done. The buns are coming. Russ Vickers is bringing them Thursday or Friday, Thursday, to store them, and I'll bring them that morning. So I'll just show up with everything that morning, the chafers, the tables, everything, just like we had before. Bob has the grill, and
Tents, we need tents, is that what you want?
No.
Somebody had 2 tents,
I have one.
and somebody had one with a crippled leg, we talked about.
I've got one without a crippled leg.
Okay, great.
Oh, that's right, we had one good one and one with.
I got a good one. So
He's got
Phil,
one.
I'll bring one more if you'll bring
Phil
yours.
and Austin. Austin, I got a medium-sized cooler, I can stop by the church and bring that out for,
Okay.
want me to do that?
Oh, ice?
Yeah.
Yes, bring it.
Can never have too much ice.
Yeah, bring it. I got the sterno, I got the chafers, disposable pans, so everything's real nice and easy, and it's simple. They take it with them. You don't need a fork. You know what I mean? So it'll be a napkin, a plate, the 3 items, and they go sit down and eat it. So it's just lunch. It's not a full-on. Yeah, the chili and the slaw are for the dogs. They can have a little bit on their burger or on the side or whatever, but yeah. So we'll provide all the paper products and stuff too, and I'll bring some trash cans, some big trash cans to put out. I'm sure there'll be some on campus, but just for y'all.
Yeah. If possible, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We usually, I think we're planning to eat around 11:30, I think is what I said.
Mhm.
One of the issues we had last year was that a lot of the veterans are so eager to get the clothing
Yeah.
that they started getting in line early.
Right, and they were in line that whole time. I remember.
Exactly. And we tried to, and some of our folks went and helped them with lunch and things like that. We talked at our planning meeting last week to try to deter that as much as possible. We want them involved in things, and they're afraid they're not going to get in line, you know. And we want to make sure that they get to eat too. And what I'm getting at, we'll talk tomorrow when we're setting up, but it's possible we may start lunch earlier at 11.
Okay.
Right? And I just wanted, if that would be an
I
issue
don't
for
think
you
that's
guys.
a problem.
Right? Because if they know they can eat earlier, because I don't want to even open up the clothing until after 12.
There's nothing wrong with going on and feeding people, I will tell you.
Okay.
In fact, getting people out of the way and on their
Yeah.
way with their day is exactly the way we need to approach it.
Okay.
The food shouldn't be, it should be a total, and frankly, I mean, I'm not saying put us out front or anything, but we're all the way in the back of the building, we're the last thing they see. Just for, I know y'all have got things worked out logistically, but what
Yeah.
time does the stand
Yeah,
down
but
begin?
what's your thought? Well, the opening ceremony starts at 8:45.
Well, I don't know the campus very well, and frankly, I don't know that building very well,
Yeah, okay.
to be honest with you. I've only been in it a few times.
So what are you saying? You guys are back at the loading door where you?
Yeah, that's where the food is,
And
yeah.
that's usually when we have our professional development, that's usually where.
Yeah, I don't know of any other place that would really fit.
What-
Especially if you're cooking.
Yeah.
Rick, what if you had the entry line go down the left front of the auditorium, down that side, so that becomes the first thing in the room they see?
No,
I
that's just.
appreciate the thought, but
I'm just
I was trying to rouse the
No.
Just send them our way earlier.
Yeah, and that's basically it. It's okay, the way the traffic flow's been okay. And we told some folks, because y'all had food left over, who had already gone through, the veterans who had gone through, got everything but lunch, we told them, just walk around the building.
Yeah.
Go to the back and get it that way. So that way they can eat, that's the main thing.
So what time,
Let's start eating, I'm gonna say 11 o'clock,
Okay,
because,
so we need to be set up and everything ready to serve them before 11.
yes, sir.
If everybody shows up at 9, that'd be great.
Opening ceremony is 8:45. If you can make it to that, we'd love to have you there. Our goal is to start their registration for the veterans at 9 o'clock. If you weren't there last year, what we do is we put everybody up in the bleachers, looking down on the gym floor. And I'll open up the thing, have a couple people bring greetings. Dr. Henshaw was going to do it, but he's got to be in Raleigh on Friday. Anybody else from CVCC want to bring greetings from the college at all?
I'll be glad to, or
Seriously.
one of our other VPs.
Either way, but I'd like to have somebody from the college welcome folks
Go ahead
there.
and do it.
Okay.
And we have a little double representation from somewhere.
And yeah, he gets 2 t-shirts. So, and then we ask the veterans to come downstairs to the bleachers and ask families to stay up there. And then they come down, they go through the registration and follow the traffic. We have some guys who are pre-screened already for dental who won't even be part of the opening ceremonies. We'll take them right over to the dental lab. So they can get started. We have 10 dentists this year. Never had that many.
Wow.
Really good. And a lot of that is due to one of our guys, Dennis Bennett. After last year's event, we formed a dental committee because what we want is dental care throughout the year. And we have a lot of dentists willing to, our veterans group buys their supplies for them. They donate their time and we'll pay extra for hygienists and stuff like that. Most of all of our fundraising now is for dental. And they do a pretty good job at least identifying folks and getting the services they need as best we can. But that's pretty good. We got a good thing going. They'll go through all the agency tables. We have a whole side of the gym set up just to sit down and eat and relax. There are open tables there. And so if you're looking at the gym when you come in, on the far left side are open tables for people to sit and eat. You have the agency tables, the little area, open area, and then all the tables where the surplus items are. And we've been doing it for so many years, we got it pretty much down pat. last year at the college was the first time logistically, what's the traffic flow going to be? Because in the Legion, they came in one door, went out the other, straight shot. This is a little bit different, but it worked out well last year.
But also realize that our Startown exit is not open. So they will have to come in off the Saturday.
Yeah.
And they cannot come down past the Charlton and get in because that road is not open. So they'll have to come in from the upper side.
Yeah.
The parking lot.
Yeah.
They'll have to come in from that side.
Yeah.
And I will do the welcome unless Doc has designated someone to do
Okay. He did not tell me he did. All he said was apologize he couldn't make it, but something came up, so he's getting an award or something. But I appreciate that. Sure. Thank you.
We'll have to make sure we have somebody watch out for the fire truck, make sure it gets from the top of the ground. And also for the semi coming in.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to Fred Holler at the fire department. Fire truck will be there with a big flag. Captain Sipe will show up. I don't know who else from HPD will be there, but just to be there. It's not. I mean, he's not on duty. I asked him to come by. He's a veteran himself, so just come on by.
One of the folks from my office will be with you the whole time.
Okay.
He'll have on a black vest that says security.
Okay.
So if you need anything from that perspective, just.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, anything else about the stand down? We're squared away on that
right now, yeah.
Ian?
I'd like to know how many people think they'll be there. Thank you. I was just curious, just making sure it wasn't going to be me and Michael.
Friday.
Yeah.
Do you need any help Thursday loading up the van or anything?
I don't think so. It's light stuff. I mean, most of that stuff's just, I'll make sure it's all on there Thursday night though. So if I do, I'll call you, Phil.
Okay, all right.
I think we already have people lined up to load the stuff out of the warehouse.
Actually, it's in the back of my truck. We took it to Memphis with us. If you guys need to use it.
Okay.
So.
I got to find out from the American Red Cross people.
Will,
I mean, if they're going to have, if he's planning on bringing that stuff anyway, we won't need it. They're on wheels too, so we can roll them away.
they'll bring loaded or what?
That's the idea.
Okay.
That's the idea. And as soon as I know, I'll call you.
With Wayne not here, will we have our club banner on a poster by this food serving area?
I've got it.
You've got it.
I got it.
You'll put it up? You got the stand? Okay.
Thank you.
I need pictures. I need pictures. Anybody who takes pictures, forward to me, please. And to Gavin.
If you have some time Saturday morning, still want some volunteers for charity chase?
Yeah, if anybody's available, 7 a.m., we're working the water station in front of the oil soup kitchen. We always do. It's a 2-hour deal. We're usually cleaned up and done by 9. The last runner comes through. So that's from 7 until 9. And we're also planting the spring garden behind the soup kitchen from 9 until noon. There'll be a potluck over at the salt block afterwards if you want to eat. If you're interested in putting plants in the ground. Thanks, Phil.
Okay, so that's, we have tickets.
I have about 15 or 16 tickets, Uncle,
Crawdad.
for the Crawdads opening weekend, either tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, either one, 4 days you want. You want 4? No?
It's a busy time for the club.
You got it, sir. Also,
Yes.
Also, Saturday night, the night after the stand down, I've got the picnic area at the Crawdad Stadium rented for veterans. And any of you is welcome to attend. All veterans get in free anyway, but if you have a spouse or a friend, somebody you want to attend, I have a lot of tickets for Saturday night also. So if anybody wants to join us.
I want to do Saturday night.
Do you need any help from the club for that?
No, well, the veterans are doing all that, but thank you. But hey, you're welcome to come and help. Okay.
If we wanted to help, what time should we be there?
I'll take a couple.
6.
6, Saturday. That would be
Can we bring spouses?
Yeah.
That'll be Saturday.
That's why I need the tickets for the spouses. and see me till, this is for, I've sent word out to lots of people on my distribution list for the opening weekend. I have a whole nother envelope full of tickets for Saturday night. And so if you want them Saturday night, I'll take it from that pile. They're all the same thing anyway, it doesn't make any difference.
And veterans go to the ticket office and show an ID card or ED 214, something like that. And last year they got the veteran and the spouse. I assume they're going to do the same this year.
He didn't mention, but that's why I got tickets. So it's not going to cost anybody anything anyway, since we have 50 tickets. You want 4?
Please.
Okay, I have 4.
Yo,
I thought last Thursday.
I want to talk about that, but not quite yet.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, but I've got that on the list. Still in the upcoming realm is the district conference. It's not too late to sign up to join the exciting trio at this end of the table that will be there to represent the club. If you come, you can enjoy bluegrass music and moonshine tasting as part of the excitement.
You'll get to meet Tiny.
Okay, where is
He's
that?
bigger than me. That's it.
Kingsport,
Meadowview in Kingsport.
Kingsport, Tennessee.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
April 27, 28, and 29.
Tiny outweighs me by about 100 pounds and wears bib overalls. And his moonshine tastes like it's laced with kerosene, but it's moonshine.
But there are also important things that go on there regarding our district, and of course our club needs to be well represented.
There is a change this year in what is normally the House of Friendship type thing. They have an open table where clubs can display. If we have something, that project that we've done, I'm thinking stand down myself, but we can put up a space for our club that's roughly the size of one normal table.
Yep.
Yeah. We can brag ourselves up. We can sell coffee if we want to sell coffee. We can sell Wayne's coasters if we want to sell that kind of thing. Anyhow, it's self-promoting for individual clubs, and it's a free spot. They normally charge for that, but this year they made up a table for clubs.
Be great if we could do stand down and backpack.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. So if we've got some creativity to help us put some stuff together to put on display.
And I can put up that trifold I had for the beer party.
Yep. Science fair project.
Yeah, basically shows who we are, what we do, what we're part of.
Anything else coming up before we go on to talk about? Yep. Go ahead.
Whenever you
No, go ahead now.
Just about 3 minutes. This is a February report. This is the as of last night, all the money in the account. We're in good shape. Rick, I need your receipt so I can pay you back Thursday.
Do you have your square with you today so we can pay dues remote?
Correct. I emailed out the dues statements. I do have the squares, so I can do that. So we're in great shape. I mean, we've got, so any questions, I'll be glad to take them.
Okay. As soon as Bob finishes reviewing that, we'll talk about our event at Lowe's.
So any questions about, anything, feel free to please ask.
As always, thank you for your hard work.
We did about 3580 in advance. So 3580 a week. Pretty much cleared, yeah.
I think that's true.
That's more than we ever did with any other kind of fundraiser. So even though it's a small one, it's still a big one.
Oh, in that regard, I got an email 2 days ago from Indian River Citrus Sales.
Yeah, I had a phone call.
They have a new promoter. I said, I'll take your literature. I said, but frankly, we have a bad taste in our mouth. I said, we used to take one case. We used to take one case of oranges to fill in the boxes for damaged and destroyed. And I said, at the end, we were up to 5 to 7 boxes. And I said, frankly, we're not very happy. He said, oh, we'll take care. Okay, he's a salesman. Anyhow, I said we take the material, but with no promise of any interest.
You should have told us if we could get John to come back, we'd do it.
There you go.
Well, I seem to
Steiger.
remember the one good thing about
Sorry.
them was they screwed up an invoice or something, remember, when you were.
Oh, yeah, we got free fruit one year. We got, just for those of you who haven't heard the story, they wanted to auto withdraw from our account. That was their deal. I think the last 2 times that we bought fruit. So fine, I gave them that information. I was treasurer. Well, one of those years, they withdrew the money. They attempted to withdraw a second time, but fortunately, it overdrew our account when they did that, so they weren't successful. So then they got in touch with us and said, we made a mistake, and here's money. We put money in your account to make up for our screw up when we double withdrew. So I looked at it, I went down to the bank, I talked to the bank, no. And so they essentially gave us back our money for the fruit that we bought. So I called them up, I worked with Bobby Durrett, got an accountant involved in this, and I said, and they said, no, do not send us money, we are absolutely sure that we are correct. And as much as I argued with them, and Bobby finally said, just drop it, because probably what's going on is it's going to be more of a mess for their books if you try to push the money in there. So yeah, one year we had.
Okay. How much was the original thing? $1,400 or something like? How much did we pay?
It was probably in the upper teens.
Okay. Now, did you hear what he said? The second time they ran it through, we couldn't cover it.
Oh yeah.
Now, think about that.
That's
right.
You should just tell
less
them
than $2,000 and we couldn't cover it. Now look at what's going around. Thanks y'all.
You should just tell them that we are now doing dances and we're not going to mix apples and oranges.
Oh, very good.
Just
make it to you, right?
Come on, it's funny. That was funny. Mr. Steiger, let's talk about Lowe's grocery store and our meet and greet.
The wine sampling was fantastic. I don't remember getting home. No, I'm kidding. I met some new friends. I know Rick Van Dyke did. We had conversations with several people that were junior executive that I talked to that was there that night and was interested, was asking a lot of questions about the stand down, wanted to know if he could come help with us. I said, sure. Show up and you'll be welcomed by the club completely. And I think some others had some conversations. So I felt good about, and not everybody there was drinking. It just came to socialize.
A lot of people, I was really surprised. It's a social gathering.
Yeah, it is.
It's interesting.
And at least 2 different crowds.
At least.
Yeah, because there were the girls at the counter and whatnot. That was the 19 to 25 group, and then there was a 30 to 40 group.
What did it cost us to do that?
$62.05.
Boy, can't miss that.
And I went around, I had these cards, and these are the actual ones that they turned in for the drinks, all right? And my line, somebody, I think who was with me?
I was.
Okay, that's right. Phil and I were walking around, and I have a card, and I said to somebody, I said, now, are you planning to have another drink? They said, yes. I said, well, your second one is on a Hickory Sunrise Rotary. I gave a card, so all you have to do is just turn this in. And everybody, I said, except one guy at the bar, he saw me walk around, he looked over his shoulder. And I mentioned to him, he said, no. I said, so you're not going to have another drink? I might, but he didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he thought I was trying to sell something. And the guy right next to him took the card. And a couple other people down. And the guy got real interested. I didn't go back to him. I said, you had your deal, buddy.
Yeah, I got something to say about it. Would you go outside for a second? Go outside.
You gonna tell them dirty joke?
Papa's here. I got your back, Joe.
Okay, now, the thing about this, did we pay for that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bad thing, because I don't buy alcohol, I'm not gonna pay for alcohol, I'm not gonna be a part of something that buys alcohol. The reason I say that is, if a mother comes and you offer a card and say that this is a drink you buy and her son got killed by a drunk driver or something, You gotta look at stuff like that. All you gotta do is have one situation where one person comes in and says, Hickory Sunrise Rotary was buying alcoholic beverages for somebody. You got a situation. My suggestion would be, if you wanna do that, then somebody donate
Well,
outside
I'll
the
be-
club,
if you-
outside the club.
If you haven't written the check, I'll donate it.
And so
Not a
if you
problem.
wanna do
I
that,
don't
if
mind.
you wanna do that, but I would not do, and as far as I mean, I don't want my money going to that for that reason, because you have to think outside, but that's my,
Okay.
that's what I think.
Okay, good, we're good on that then? Anybody have any problems with squaring it away with Rick that way?
Now, what am I hearing? That
We're not
club's
paying
not
for
gonna
it.
pay.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm not gonna pay, I'll pay.
Rick's gonna donate.
You know, an alternative would be the club provides some more d'oeuvres that we get from Lowe's. You pour more d'oeuvres out.
Well, that's not a bad thought.
That's a real good idea.
You know, it doesn't have to be a bar setting. I just thought it was a good place to meet and greet people after hour when they were relaxed a little bit, but if somebody's
No,
got
it was
some
just, no,
suggestions.
my point is, don't let that.
No, I get that, and I'm with you on that. What I'm saying though, is there other things we can consider?
I like the
The hors d'oeuvres part of it sounds great.
I'm sorry?
I like the hors d'oeuvres idea.
I think it's a great idea, and we should.
Especially if you get it from Lowe's.
Yeah.
And they have
Daily to the bar.
they have trains there as well, you know?
Yep.
I find you don't really need us buying the beer anyway, because I find that Richard Tucker buys your beer.
Yeah, for real, well, then,
It's free anyway. I mean,
And you can post a sign, if you bought the hors d'oeuvres, you can post a sign,
Courtesy of.
courtesy of Hickory Sunrise, and it can stay on several tables. And we can have a phone number associated with it, and I think we get better press than somebody suspecting what our mood, what our intention is by, you know, here you're giving him something for free and he thinks you want to sell it. That's where we've come now. And so I
the
think that,
manager would be okay with that, Bob. You're the-
If we bought their food,
You think?
yeah.
I mean, I see no reason why it wouldn't be, but the manager,
that would be,
would he be okay if we did that?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a problem with us being there. We were buying drinks, he said he was gonna have a problem with that, but, we'll just keep going forward until Tom tells me something different.
There's a table around which people are sitting, you could put a food thing on that with a sign that says courtesy of. Because what we were telling people is why we're doing, just to get our name out there. And we can get our name out there with food.
Does
Well,
anybody?
then it doesn't make it look like we're a drinking club.
Sure.
I mentioned something probably 2 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, about buying breakfast. Some of you will remember that, and that sort of fell flat. But I still think, you know, we can go to McDonald's or Bojangles or somewhere like that with a certain amount of money, give them a card that says your breakfast was purchased by something.
Well, that's what these cards were originally for, that Rick was
Yeah,
handing out.
and
that's
right, we had, I think originally we were talking about Tasteful Beans as a possible place to do it. But you also have like McDonald's, and I'm thinking, well, since you mentioned McDonald's, they support the stand down.
Absolutely.
Krispy Kreme supports the stand down.
Yes.
Dunkin' Donuts supports the stand down.
And those are folks we need to.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so,
Let's talk about it.
yeah, because I'm going to pick up stuff from both Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts, but, on Friday, but we can push that a little bit. Away from stand
I'll
down,
pitch
but-
for McDonald's because they were a big supporter of Carolina Cycle Challenge when we had that.
Yeah, John Link is.
John
Do
Link.
you think
Always
that's the target, the thing where Lowe's, like it or not, a lot of the people are young professionals and whatever, that kind of marries with craft beer and all that kind of stuff in this day and age. So we've got a pretty good target there.
but listen, we talking about a big old conversation, that's not what I'm talking about at all. All I'm saying, do what you did.
No.
Just don't
Yeah,
buy-
but not use the
And whatever
product.
we do, we
No,
do.
no, Michael, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about comparing doing it with, say, McDonald's.
Yeah, we can
or-
do
or
that
some-
both of them.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that I'd love to support McDonald's and so on, but are we going to reach, you know, the percentage of people that we're going to be buying breakfast for, whatever, to try and introduce them to the club?
I think we reached some.
Two things I would say to that. One, the McDonald's and the other thing is not in place of. It could be along with.
There you go.
Plus, if you're doing breakfast, you got people already up.
Yeah.
They might be people who would come to a meeting.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
You know, you could have people at different locations too, so the people at those locations get to know you.
I agree. Let's talk about that more so we can actually organize a
Yeah.
day to do something like that. Be an activity for the club.
Yeah,
Okay, a bit of quick business. Rotary International has asked that we provide certain information. One of the things we need to do, we have a mailbox that anybody can send stuff to our club to that mailbox. We have an email address and a website that they can contact us. We've also been asked to provide a phone number that will be available at all times where all Rotarians could get a message. What phone number do we want to use?
911.
411.
Easy to remember.
611.
I need a phone number, guys.
Got 1-800-TOUGH.
Use mine. We had some cards made up with my mobile number on it. You would use that, 828-238-2358.
What are other clubs doing in that vein?
Haven't had a
It's gotta
chance.
be a generic number for the Lake Hickories and the Hickories and the Newton Condos.
I don't know how they're getting somebody to
One of
answer.
their first.
I'm guessing some of them are using Jason's number,
Well,
calling his office.
are a lot of people calling Rotary clubs?
It turns out that I would say.
As opposed to online stuff.
We get, most of them have been Asheville and up that way.
That's a different world.
And they did come in by phone, yes, they were phone and email contacts. What do I know? All I know is I want to keep linked up.
We'll do this as a stopgap. We'll talk about that. Steiger, did you have something else?
Yeah, I know we just finished the dance, but we need to start working on the upcoming dance for Halloween. It's way off, but if we can sell advertisement now, it makes it easier going into October.
Our fall dance.
Yes. I'm not worried about the ticket sales this go around, because it'll
sell.
be a sellout by far. In fact, we'll probably have a waiting list. to
Can we get them
tickets.
to increase the available space?
You can only have 350 in the room.
No, but there's that other room to the west. There is a room of equal size that they use for storage now. We need to ask them if we can expand the food service into that or something. There is more space on that floor.
But if it's not with the band, then
Yeah, it's-
either.
To eat, there's a lot of things they can do.
Well, they're
in
sitting
there.
at a table anyway, so. But it's a perfect opportunity to get a lot of money in the bank.
Yep.
If we're out and about, we get a haircut, or you go to the doctor, or we ask the nurses in the office, somebody's gonna give $10, $15, $25, and before you know it, we're gonna have a $15,000, $18,000 event. So that's really what we need, because going forward, we need to talk about the spring dance and whether we're going to do it or not. So this may be next year, the only fundraiser we do is the Halloween dance.
Go ahead, G, I'm running short on time.
I
Talk
understand
fast.
that quickly, and I did send Jim Quick the deposits, so we're on the hook for Jim Quick, 1,300. So we're committed.
We have a committed
Is that his
date?
name?
The DJ.
Man.
Committed date?
It's the Saturday before Halloween. I think
Correct.
Halloween's on like Monday or something.
It's always the Saturday before
It's the
Halloween.
Saturday right before.
I mean.
It's the last Saturday in
Location
October.
is committed.
Yes.
Location's committed.
Bands coming.
Yes.
I've still got two things to do, and we're real short on time. The upcoming district conference, your president is going to be staying in a camper, so there's no issue with lodging or registration for your president. Your president-elect, however, is going to have to be staying at the hotel, which is not inexpensive. I'll entertain a motion from the club to pay
Second.
president-elect.
Second.
Thank you. Registration and lodging.
It's always, should have been that way all along.
Yeah, I think it happened.
I just wanted to make it official. Any other discussion? Otherwise, call a question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Please hang on to
We
your
have-
seats. As soon as you get them, I'll give you a check, so.
We have one other bit of business.
Oh my gracious. I gotta fall on my sword. I paid extra to have an expedited delivery of the new badge for our newest member, and I got screwed. It'll be here today. It wasn't here yesterday. Anyhow.
By the way, that's not on camera.
Okay, we'll take that off.
Lynn, front and center, please. Wherever that is, I don't know, up here by the flag.
Over by that sign.
Oh, by the
Whether I
by
can
the
get there.
banner. Oh, wait, we should be up front.
That's right.
There's the banner.
That's the banner.
This way is front today.
All right.
And you want it on the.
Who brought him in? Who brought him in?
Steiger.
Go up there with them, Steiger.
Come on up, you gotta do
Go up there, Steiger.
We're still gonna have
We have to have
a
it.
group.
We have to have
This
you.
is get them on the
Yeah.
Hang on. Cameramen are coming. Maybe.
Lady and gentlemen,
Thank you. Thank you.
Spread out a little bit.
Madame and Monsieur, we are here today to welcome in our newest Rotary member, Lynn Seymour. It's very nice to have you come join us. We hope that you will be very involved with us. We have information here for you on the Rotary Club.
And there's pins in there.
Oh,
Got a pen.
uh-oh.
You need a pen, Bob.
Is there a IOU in there too?
That's
You
coming.
owe you.
That's in the mail. That's in the mail.
All right, why don't you look at me so I can get a picture that has a face on it for recognition purposes? Thank you. Steiger, look up. Thank you.
Don't look scared, just look up.
Turn to the side.
All right, we're running out of daylight, folks. We're running out of daylight.
We are running out of daylight.
Trying to get it. Handle, can I stick this all the way through?
Chris above the waist.
Chris told me to take my best shot.
Okay, right.
I'm sure she did.
I think we've said this before, but just to be sure everybody knows, Lynn is the husband of Christine, who was our secretary for a number of years.
On my comments.
Anything else, or are we good to
You
go?
brought that up.
I think we're good.
Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? By the way, if anybody has any DVDs of stuff we've done for that display at conference, I'll have this automatic video running of the dances and anything else that I have on DVD. Well, that's some old text. Well, seen about that. Same with these good books.
We should say.